up guys, WWE Fan Talk here. Today we're doing another belt of the week. This week we have, I lost count, I think it's my 8th or 9th championship. We have the NXT replica. I believe this was the 2014 series when they turned the NXT championship into the one with the newer logos. So this is one of the newer ones. But yeah, this is the older version of the NXT championship. As you guys know, they replaced it. But I prefer this version of the NXT title. It's just so much more unique and cool looking. But we're going to get down into the detail. And just putting something out there right now, if it looks dirty on camera, that's because this title is a fingerprint magnet. So in order to clean the championship, you're going to have to scrub really hard to get the fingerprints off. So yeah, just putting out a disclaimer if you're going to get this championship. And I do believe they sell it on wweshop. They may not anymore just because it's older. But coming down here, as you can see, the first W is missing. I don't know why that's missing. I had it before. I don't know if like the paint just fell off or something. But I know this happened with the actual NXT Championship because if you go look up close on some of the times like Samoa Joe had it or Finn Balor, these pieces were missing. I don't know why, but they just are. And then, yeah, we get 3 of these plates, basic. And then we get to the main plate, NXT. What I love about this championship is that the entire plate is pretty much just the X. And that's what's so cool about it. I love it so much, and it's just like freaking sick. And then we have the other 3 WWE plates. And the strap was one of the most unique parts of this belt. You don't see a strap like this pretty much anywhere. We have all these cool tooling designs coming throughout with all the X's. It's really hard to see. Just back then they didn't engrave with the tooling as much as they do now. Yeah, very cool. And then the gold tip is very, very, very slim. If you go into the back, it is thicker, metal on both sides. And we get the female snaps coming throughout. Very unique and very cool. They come all the way up to the main plate. That's what's awesome about it. And then we get the male snaps. And it's just so weird that we're getting snaps going over the plates. It's just so unique and different and awesome about this championship. And this was my first title where the strap was actually very flexible. If you're going to get this title, the strap is going to be decently flexible. So yeah, that's pretty cool about it. But of course, they have released championships since that are way more flexible than this. For instance, like the UK Championship or the brand new NXT Championship. Onto the back, we have a nice kind of smooth texture to the back. It's a lot smoother than the usual ones, and I've only seen this on the newer straps like the NXT Championship or the UK Championship. So it's kind of a smoother design on the back. And then we have all these different screws and snaps and whatnot all over the back. But on the actual championship, like I've said before, you will see the back covered with an extra layer of leather. If you come right here, we have the patch right here that we always see on the replicas. This series is the 2014? Yeah, 2014 series. Pretty cool. We got the classic kind of holographic or whatever WWE sticker pulling the championship around. And the reason why I like this championship more, I prefer this one more than the newer one, even though I love the newer one to death. It's a freaking awesome championship, don't get me wrong. But I just like this for nostalgia reasons. I really liked all the matches this was for or included in. I love Samoa Joe as champion. I liked how roughed up this championship looked. Like if you go back to like Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, or like Finn Balor, when they held this championship, it was like all roughed up and you could tell it was prestigious and it was a great championship. And you could tell it was like the NXT championship and it meant something. But yeah, then they retired it once Bobby Roode held the championship. And I think it was Shinsuke versus Bobby Roode. And then Bobby Roode retained the championship. Or I don't even remember, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what happened. But again, another awesome look at the NXT championship. Very cool. If you could find this on the internet, I definitely recommend picking it up. It's one of the cheaper championships to get just because it's not as heavy. It still has some weight to it, but it's not like commemorative weight. You can tell it's a replica, but it is still lighter than the other ones. But very cool. If you haven't seen the video review, this is one of my first replicas. Yeah, this is actually my second replica. But yeah, it is a weird championship to put over your shoulder just because the plate is different and it's an X, so it's just very different. And if you guys want to know something, I don't recommend bending this championship too much because if you look right here on the strap, it's like a slight tear in the strap just because it's a weird angle, and that's just how it's going to happen. Like, you know what, you're just going to have to accept it. But yeah, there's the NXT Championship. We're going to do a quick comparison with my other NXT Championship that you will see later on and weeks to weeks to come. So let's get to the comparison. All right, coming down to the comparison, we have the brand new NXT Championship. I wouldn't say it's brand new, but you know, the newer one, very cool championship, compared to the older NXT Championship. And it's so cool comparing these two, having both versions of the NXT title. Leave it in the comments down below, which title do you prefer? I gotta say, there's a lot more design going into the newer one. I think the side plates are a little basic, but then again, comparing it to these side plates, this has a lot more detail than the older ones, just because, yeah. And if you guys did want to know, they do not screw in from the front, they screw in from the back, but I'm not going to spoil anything just because I will be reviewing this in weeks to come. But yeah, there's that championship. Here's the NXT Championship that I just reviewed. Very cool championship. I prefer this one over the other one. Again, I recommend getting this one over the other one. If you want a updated NXT Championship, go ahead and get this one. You can replace the side plates with NXT side plates, which you can pick up at WWE Shop now. But I definitely recommend picking this up. I believe I got this for like $3.29 or something, which is cheap for a replica, like dirt cheap for a replica. But yeah, guys, that is it for the video review. Leave it in the comments down below what you think of this championship and who is your favorite wrestler who held this specific version. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show.